Earlier today, a clinic in Philadelphia was raided where a physician was arrested for fully delivering infants 6, 7, 8 months into the pregnancy and then stabbing those children after they had been delivered with scissors. Today, this is the United States of America. This issue is not about oppressing women or denying choice. It's about protecting children and honoring the self-evident truth that everyone is endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, including and especially life. Almost 4 decades ago, individuals in this chamber laid the foundation for a court ruling that has stripped the womb of its glory and its majesty. For decades since, legislators in this chamber have protected bald eagle eggs, migrating insects, snail darters, and rare flowers, but we refuse to protect children. May God have mercy on our nation, and may we awaken one day to the horror of what abortion policies have done to our nation. We would rather protect our fundraising, our leadership, and our convenience than protect the unborn child. This is not a difficult choice. It is a clear choice, and we should choose life.
In a historic red brick building in Philadelphia, a man and his staff performed thousands of abortions under horrid conditions, which has led to a murder trial that's currently underway for 7 children and 1 adult. Some children were torn apart with surgical instruments in the womb. Some mothers were given abortion-inducing drugs and were seated on a toilet until they delivered their baby into that toilet. Other women had their labor induced. When they delivered, an assistant flipped the baby over and used the scissors to cut their spinal cord. The horrific murder of innocent children was repeated over and over again in the clinic. But amazingly enough, only the children fully out of the womb are considered murder victims. Can someone explain to me how the children of the same age, size, and development who were still in the womb and are torn to pieces by surgical instruments are not victims of murder, but those who were delivered and then their spinal cord was cut 3 feet from their mother are victims of murder? I will never understand the strained logic that says if a child is killed where you cannot see them in the womb, it's a choice. But if you kill that child in the daylight, it's murder. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In Philadelphia, an abortion clinic murder trial is about to go to the jury next week for the death of 4 children and 1 adult. The 1 adult was killed by an overdose of drugs that she was given during the abortion procedure. The 4 children represent many children that were delivered completely and then their spinal cord was cut while they were outside the womb. The defense has said those children would have died anyway. They were small. The drugs they had been given would have killed them already. The surgical destruction that happened during the actual abortion procedure would have died. So those children don't matter. They shouldn't count as a murder. They wouldn't have lived anyway. I'm going to ask 2 questions with that and introduce you to someone. One is, what is the difference in 3 feet between delivering a child and snapping their spinal cord or killing them in the womb? And the second is, why would we do this to children in the first place? I'd love for you to meet Olivia. She goes to high school with my daughter. She was born in 1996 at 1 pound, 2 ounces, just over 2 weeks of delivery. The very same as these children that were killed that day and many days in that Philadelphia abortion clinic. We have got to stand for life. We cannot be a nation that does this to our children. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 1 year ago, our justice system gave us a new definition for life. Convicted murderer Kermit Gosnell, the abortionist who for decades worked in Philadelphia, who personally killed hundreds of children in the womb, who personally kept body parts in bags and bottles scattered all around his clinic. He was not tried for that. Those things were all permitted. 1 year ago this week, that court clarified their definition of life. It wasn't about conception. It wasn't about age. It wasn't about ability to survive. It was about distance. Life was defined by distance for them. Kermit Gosnell had the audacity to induce the labor of pregnant women and then take the child outside the womb, move them about 3 feet away, whether on his hands or set them on a table, cut their spinal cord sitting on the table where they would die, either on his hands or on the table. He moved them 3 feet. What tortured logic is that to say it's not a child in the womb, but it is a child if you move them 3 feet? This is the United States of America. Life is not about distance. Life is about children. Let's choose life.